Good morning, good day. Right. It is Satisfactory time on a Saturday, and I am your host, Warrior the Streamer. Mm. Uh, Also eating breakfast, so I apologize for that. I will be muting and unmuting such, but you are joining me on this wonderful Saturday for a run at our continuing Satisfactory. I've been building out my factory so that I can well, A, experience the one of my favorite games, B, attempt at getting the golden nut, which is a something you buy down here. And it is it's very easy not to buy things right now, but it can be challenge or tempting. But it is tempting to buy a number of these very useful things, such as the power nodes and the management side. I'm not Organization is not as important, but it is. Uh, Organization is not big, but the and the coffee cup is probably the most important one to buy. But what we're going for, what I'm going for, is the golden nut, which is the most elusive achievement in the game. 2% of them or employees, 2% of players have gotten the golden nut. So this means I'm also running a dedicated server to allow me to build and sync things, which I would say I'm doing a better job, or I've improved my balancing so that I am syncing most things that I overproduce, which means that I'm seeing par rates of this is not my highest. I believe it's closer to 200,000, but right now I'm working through refilling the stock or my stocks of uh, what's it called the heavy modular frames. Motors are not going to be sunk anymore, which so I should probably change that. Um, though they currently, I'm not going to go back to that mess. But basically, refilling a lot of the stock that I was using for the stocks for the stock and flows to the advanced parts that are subcomponents of my current phase 4 build out. Now I'm definitely cheesing this in a way that I've not I broke my must automate everything. And I'm not hand feeding and I'm not bench building, but I am not necessarily fully automated for the phase 3 project parts. But that's how we're doing it. So but I still have a bunch of these parts that I'm making, which are just going to get sunk or just get sunk. So 629, 62, almost 63% towards my goal, and it is only taken from a server standpoint 594 hours. So to frame that, my total time in this game is 1400 hours. If if 1400, yeah, it's 1428. So a quarter of my time, just over a quarter, or maybe a third of my time in total in Satisfactory is what it's taken to get to 63% of the golden nut. I don't have the patience to do that one or to let the server just run or to yeah, to not let the server run. Like this is 1,000 hour investment easy, and I don't have 1,000 hours for one save. I mean, I do, but I don't. So we are here. And those are decisions I've made, but this is all handcrafted, and which is telling me that I need to support me by disabling my ad block. And if you are catching this VOD, please block the shit out of Amazon and their stuff. They have ruined IMDb and a number of things with the ad embedding. So my ad revenue is like 2 cents a year, which means it's negligible. And I think I am the primary source of my ad revenue because my Linux install had the worst ads I have ever seen. They had shit embedded in all sorts of different ways. No, all my Twitch images are broken. I don't understand why that is. Maybe it's a DNS. And it looks like it's mostly on this computer. Sure. How do we? Yes, I put them over here. What do we do? Shot. Damn. Ah, like candy. Shots fired. This is. I'm watching my own stream. Okay. Yeah. So let me. Well, we're doing bauxite today, but that's my bill. As you see, I have gathered some bauxite to make aluminum things and picked up the wonderful hover pack, which enables some pretty crazy building. Which is one reason why I want to do it. And for one reason why I did the hover pack. I got to start doing yoga in the morning. Tai Chi. I should do Tai Chi. Like all the awesome karate grandmas. This is my sinking everything. Still build out, which was supposed to turn into steel beams, which is just cranking away. I think I could be mostly fully utilizing this. Yeah. And this is where the lack of the aesthetics and like clean factory builds, because I don't want to waste a single ticket. Everybody that I've seen or talked to that uses or that's gone for the golden nut was like, I absolutely regret spending a single ticket early on in early game. That coffee mug was not worth the 9 billion points for the 999th fucking ticket. So we are not playing that game. But I do have a bunch of iron that I need to run down here so I can crank up the last 2 machines or 3 machines of steel, because these take 40 per, and I think I can get a few more. But hold on for a moment. Let's go zip to the that's the other thing about this. With the hover pack, I don't fly off to my death, which is kind of nice when it comes to zip lining. Zip lining is my like first. I need to run power everywhere. Second, I like having the zip line because it's fast. It's maybe not as fast as hypertubes, and it's definitely not the hypertube cannon, but it is better than no. I'm not just talking into a muted mic. Check here. Then all of my showmanship will be for naught. Oh, good. I'm not. Had a funny conversation with my boss yesterday about muted. He needs two coffee mugs. First, he needs the NN or NNETM, which means no need to thank me because I am currently a management cudgel. Essentially, if if there's the desired ownership, I am new enough into this stuff that I become the owner of that particular initiative with support. I will caveat that. That's an important aspect. But I become the person who gets to own the thing that is desired for my group. I was gonna say like there's apparently a bunch of there are a few ships or crashes. But we are gonna go run out to continuing the Bauxite build the as I was planning this, I wanted to bring this out to water. The problem with the water, however, is and I have I've got some what's it called? An alternate recipe that I picked up, but unfortunately it's not the alternate recipe that I wanted. Fortunately, it is the recipe or alternate recipe that I needed. It's not sloppy alumina, but it's one of the good ones. Oh, fuck. I might be switching over to Hunt Showdown after starting streaming. We'll see. But we'll be right back because I need to. And we are listening to the Ajuna beats. If you're hear the melodious tunes in the background, the VOD people, unfortunately, you just get the silence of the factory because I believe I turned the music off. Okay, but I will be right back. Okay. Go. Now, so the challenge with this aluminum build is excuse me, the coal. Primary things I need are bauxite, which I'm currently have miners set down for, but that doesn't mean I'm actually collecting them, which I need to figure out how to do that. I think I ran out of concrete last time. So there's, I believe, a cluster of bauxite mines. 2, maybe 3. And radiation. There's, oh yeah, that's the one I remembered. I'm gonna blow some stuff up. Repairs needed. Turbo motors. Okay. There's no turbo motors. There's computers. Mad. Require aluminum casings. 5 part gas. Oh, turbo fuel. Nice. Okay. So that was the one I was trying to remember where. Distraction. Oh, I'm taking damage. Let's get these figured out and how to get bauxite. Now, and the question is, do I take the bauxite to the coal or do I take the coal to the bauxite? And that's where the question becomes. I think I need to change creatures in the way. Who the you get out? Go away. Bird. I'm not a big fan of the straight works well to a point, but then it gets into this weird. Oh, not necessarily. That means I'm gonna have I am overusing or over super saturating my belts. Okay, so I have too much bauxite being loaded here. What do you mean? This is where those power nubs would be fantastic, because then I could. Shit, instead of fire ones. The power nub would be the ideal in this situation because it would allow me be able to run those nubs around the sides and get me running. So I did have turbo motors back at the hub. What I need is, let's look at, do I have enough production? Is my bauxite refinery. What I need is I need bauxite and alumina solution. I create alumina solution and silica. What can I use the silica for? That is 50 silica per minute is not something to sneeze at. 180 water. Look at silica. I can use silica to turn into concrete, and I know there's a concrete or a limestone patch, which I think is one of the common things. But if I can pull copper, then I can use that for some extra sinking. But then again, this is where I need silica for my build. So we are going to, what I'm going to do, instead of using the word so, which I found was the most common like verbal tick that I heard at technical conferences long ago. And I myself I'm very guilty of this, or subconsciously do it as well, was use the word so as a transition or as a thought transition or a segue or something. But it would be a verbal, or it was a verbal tick to transition between either thoughts, ideas, or slides and the presentation of said news. Looks like oh right, I don't need silica because of this. I have pure silica, so I don't need a foundry. I make 30 minute or 30 a minute, 60, but I need 75 silica, so I can easily do this. So there's a few words: should, just, and so that I need to be more aware of for my vocabulary or my I given that I don't need the silica, I can just either store it, buffer it, but most importantly, sink it. Or I can find copper, which is what there's iron, bauxite. I don't know if there's copper. Oh, there's copper right there. Fuck yeah! Ooh. Let's verify. It's right under me. Hell yeah! You know what that means? That means I can build out this. That's not what I can build out. This. We're gonna go big. vertical. And we're not going to go vertical because vertical no longer suits us. We're going to go horizontal. We will fix the floating right in a minute. Some special crafting to do this. This is mostly to handle the additional silica. Which I'll have to probably smelt and turn into ingots and then figure out how to get those over to the steamy or the sheets. But let's this one of those fun. I started laying down the foundations and went five to the left and five to the right without realizing, or well, forward to the right. So it made it so that I got a perfect 10. And I may not be what we excuse me. B1. It's like my profile is. Okay, so this handles some of this stuff. What we want is refinery. Glad I put motors. Alumina solution. Water and bauxite. Move this over here. Then I'll need this one. Scrap. I need 240 per minute. This will use 120 bauxite. I will easily do 120 bauxite. I've got one of those. 240. Well, belts over here. I think I despise having ore in my. The big house. Just fucking walk right over my goddamn thing. you're stuck. And dead. Timing of the not good. Man, you are a chunk. Now you're dead. Where is yours? Did your remains like float through the? What the hell? Did I honestly lose those? Did they fall through the planet? Oh, through the planet. Oh, there. Overkill, but that's what. Why? It looks supported, right? We got some support there. This will be interesting. Power line perspective. The cool thing is, I think that's not where I wanted that at all. Let's test this thing. So the reason I'm doing this, if you're, or is because I'm crazy, but is we will eventually exceed, or well, I'm currently exceeding the amount of ore that I'm producing through this process. And then I can run on this belt. So this belt is a 270 belt, and I definitely cannot use the. Right, this is probably. Yeah. What it said was object, but because I don't have power nodes, right? This is where we're gonna clip. Clip farming. Wrong OCD symbol. Man, I have been watching some of the. Why do I run out of power there? Is this the same size? Oh, it definitely clip into the thing. Whee! Wrong, wrong, wrong one. Mouse. Just because I broke you during Diablo, or Diablo. No, turn on like this. Game. Mouse. Shit. Put it here. Show me the emotes. I need to draw emotes. Or draw. Add emotes. Not the right bill. Let's take it. Apparently, knock out my power. I think it was Turpentine, who I have not seen in ages, that was going through great efforts to try to figure out how to get the slope or the bend in the belts just right. Figure out a good way of doing this. Okay, so what I need is this logistics. It's not 4. Let's add you to 5. That makes it so I can do this, but I still need a lot of water. A lot of water. And I don't believe I produce any water in my process. Maybe I do produce. Nope. I need to do 1 point. Oh. Let's add bauxite. We're gonna do bauxite of 360. 360 bucks. And then we're going to increase output. Let's see how much 240. Okay. I need 3 water tractors. 2.6. That'll still produce 160 meters. That's where the water's coming from. 2.7. Okay. This plan is slowly coming together. One of these is 120, which means I can feed it straight into this. Whatever. Yeah. Well, we will whatever. Why do that? There we go. Now get bauxited. Get bauxite. Ew, 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 ew. Now, 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 now. Okay, so this is gonna take 320 water per minute, but I'm going to be generating 120 or 160 water when these three beasts start running. Hey, what is that? Oh, that's a creature. Back, please. See if we can crash the game. At one point, if you I could crash my game by switching out to a Mark or a 2, or a or Mark 1 to a Mark 2 node, or just upgrading the node would break. I thought I had, unless I'm not feeding. 2.67. What this needs to do is, this is where aluminum has been the hardest thing to balance in my Satisfactory career. I can, in fact, run. Splitter. You get a power connection. You. Sake of the powers. Somebody recommended a long time ago to be able to grab or like have a single point. So as I run my power in, that these are they may come from the side or whatever, and the power. But you run a power line from, let's say, all the power comes from one particular place. We can make this connect here, this connects here. But it makes it so that the line that the power runs on is all coming, or like all the machines from one side, they connect over there. If there's a problem, you can either fix this particular line or go to this rather than having it spider webbed out and have an absolute clusterfuck of wire coming from. And I realize we should probably do something. This is going to be making aluminum scrap and producing water. We're going to drop one of these to. Oh, this is only 1.34. One of these is going to turn 31%. Which seems 120. Why does that seem 33? No, what we want to do is do 120. Yeah, it's 33. Okay, 33, 33, 33. Okay, that makes it. Thank you, Coffee Stain, for your wisdom balancing or fine tuning that stuff. This is where I typically run into challenges with the balance or the nuances of balancing water. It's the most challenging thing I've run into. But for what reason? I'm missing sheets. What was I gonna do? I needed rubber sheets. You know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna start smelting sheets over here. Creature. That's not. Boink! Run away. How do I run it? Might be. Normal. Right. Let's try. The- I don't know how this works. So we're We're gonna try something. I'm gonna try something. Kill some bullets. Then wrong. Do some splitting action. True load balancing. Side. You will be slow. Now. Make me copper. And then, because copper sheets are 2 ingots to 1, I can do. I can collect this. It's 20. Why? I need a lot more. A lot. 6. Woo. That's through nothing. Ha ha. Distance might be it. Interesting. Oh, shit. Make copper. No power. Make copper. 2 hours, and I've only been streaming for 1 hour and 3 minutes. I, it's so fun to watch it go, "Whit," and then it slows down. Make me copper sheets. Make me copper sheets. Extend this one row. This will be then collapsed into load balance. I love the accessibility that the well, the floaty, the hoverpack gives me, but it is also kind of floating and then I'm drifting and building the wrong. It's not a manifold. It's out of moving. Well, it's time to go back. Hey, camouflage dude. The kitties and the puppies. The kittens and the puppies demand the gold. Now, the other challenge. So I still have not overcome. Don't I have enough to do? That'll get that moving, and then I can have copper sheets for pipes on my. This still has not overcome two things. I have not. My to do is I need to make two water, two water, three, three water extractors. Well, so three. Then I need to make. Oh, not a coal refinery. I don't do any fancy architecture. This is the fanciest architecture that I've built. And I am trying to get the golden nut. So I can't spend any points on fancy aesthetic bullshit. Where did I put my power? No fancy aesthetics. That's 6-star solo energy, man. I don't do aesthetic. Let me go for the long ride back. Do I need to pick up anything on the way back? Computers, maybe? I'm definitely going to start making trains very, very soon. I should get all the Celia that I'm flying to the top of. Fabric or gas masks, but I can easily just blow shit up. Go pick up speed business. rotors. Rotors. Need more Mercer smears. Then I can put my Mercer, and I absolutely need more of the substitutes because it should be budget. $630, 63%. I did cheat. I can bring turbo motors. I need Mercer spheres to start uploading stuff. Beep. I love how perfect I accidentally placed that. Do I am I running at him? No, we're still keeping up with production. Definitely. Because I don't have enough stators being produced, because they're split between two. Make it easier. That was probably a mistake. So I don't know if I need stators for much. I need stators for so I only need stators for actual components. I don't need stators for anything with like rotors. I need rotors for buildings. What do you? I'm very confused. Which is a regular thing. What do I need stators for? What buildings need stators? They don't need. Where's the rotor? But does it show? RQ assembly. Ah, so you do not need, or stators are not required for any buildings. That's fascinating. I'm still, that's how's my wire production doing? Because I did increase the amount of. They're not good. Definitely not. So I'm not producing enough wire, which is one of those limitations of I built some space limitation. So what we do is not click wrong. Get off my belt. Problem with this is that's two machines. Don't think it's connected to anything. That's the problem. Maybe. There we go. Okay. Now, that is not enough wire for what I needed. This, however, has enough wire. What the hell? Yeah, that definitely worked. Good. Better. Stop. Fuck you, Amazon. Which app? Okay. Watch. now I can start to tap into that waste, or that, not wasted, but idle. Did I really not have machines running this time with playing? Let's see if we can get more better. 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 This is the challenge I'm running into, is trying to build compact, but then compact is good. Compact is not good when I've jammed myself into a limited space and I can withstand certain directions, but some of the directions that I've chosen I cannot withstand, like this one. That was definitely a design choice that corrected by with some complete redesign of some of the stuff. Now, running out of wire here. Yes. Right, that did not go all marked for. But I did throw off my balance because of running an additional stator, which was going very slow. Like my state of production over here, or my consumption, was exceeding what I was producing. That's 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes. 5. So now I can fully saturate that. However, that still puts me at a deficit from, I need more than 5 per minute. Is this producing 5 minutes? It is not. No. I'm actually balanced accidentally. I love those incidental or coincidental coming out balanced in a sense. So we'll see. These are still not. They're still all right. It's just a long ass time to get the stator over here. And I'm pretty sure the well, that looks like oh yeah. My motor production dropped or took a hit with the stators or lack of stators. So this was perfectly balanced. Yeah. For long periods of time, the system could show some instability from a system standpoint, but it's looking good. Good. I'll need to put another sink out. Or, yeah, I'm not. It's 30, and I'm just running all of my smart plating that I saved up that I buffered through this, which means I need This was the part of the factory that I wasn't necessarily going to show off because it is not the area. Now, I want those turbo motors, but I'm going to be right back because I need to grab my watch. I am. Yep, I'm going to stretch my legs so. Check your. Stretch your legs, posture, hydrate, that kind of stuff. I'll be back momentarily. Didn't realize that it was 1:15. Okay, where's my turbo motors? Copper. Cable. Cable over there. Grab turbo motors to unlock that hard drive. And then silica or plastic. $25. Okay. Hit 'em up. 200 or 200 megawatts. That's pure for me. Or I have power. No. Ouch. silly. Yep.
Research completed, gas mask and filter unlocked. Micellar fabric is highly absorbent, making it more effective at toxic gas filtration than the standard issue Pioneer helmet. A pleasant pine scent is included. Gas filters require regular replacement for optimal safety.
Yes, I need to be able to make gas filters, but I also just blown to this. What I also need to do, or on the other to-do list, is with smart filtering, make a Can I just put portable miners in the dimension thing? Let's see. Make 10 of them and see if I can upload. They're one stack. And should give me. Look at that. But I was gonna do an alien DNA splitter. The only thing that I've really been consistent on making at the bench while streaming or for this build is the the protein and um, occasionally the power shards. Let's see, closer to maybe. Yeah, without the motors, a minute to talk a little bit. The motor was fairly. The heavy modular frames, I believe, are the most points per things that I'm doing, which is interesting because the awesome sink. Damn, the gas mask. The awesome sink. The modular engine, which takes a heavy modular frame, is 9,960 points. And then the heavy modular frame is 10,800 points. So my overproducing heavy or modular engines is not the most effective use of points. And now we're at 63, 631. Nice. Forgot wire people need sheets. Get rid of that shit. Not holding it back. I don't have. I don't. How do I make rebar? Do I need rebar? Where do you make rebar? Oh, I gotta unlock the gun. And I ate my ma'am. Sounds sulfur. You can make the rifle, which I have all the stuff for. I just picked it. And I no. This is no. Where the fire rebar? evening of whatever this planet is, which I should probably know, given the time that I've spent on this planet. I don't see. Definitely need more copper sheets, which I have over there. Got a few steel. Go new. I need more of this. I need more mycelium and huh, my screen flashed for a little bit. Rotors and grab some portal moments. I have a few of case modular frame. Pick up some rotors and then go back. Ooh, hey. So this is my stock, but I completely no man, why do I have 400 this no. I didn't need any more of those, and I'll drop the turbo motors into the dimensional uploader. After this because my inventory. Long. They have portals. Look for yourself. Looks like it takes a little some time to charge up or something. That'll be sure. Work. Like quantum. Sort of nuclear. I definitely positioned that one in such a way that it does it basically almost kinks the line here. Okay. When I get back, I'm going to first unlock the power or the thing for the hard drive. That's a Mercer sphere back there in gas, which I don't have adequate environmental protection for that. Some of the power things here. There was one game, the sparkles over the top of the power line remind me of one game I was so mad. I dropped down some. Ooh, shit. I forgot. That's the end of the line. So mad, or I was frustrated because I dropped down like bio burners to try to power something, and I was gonna use my hover pack to build, but it kept fucking breaking because for whatever reason I did not realize that the power pack consumes 100 megawatts of power. So I was blowing the fuse on my stuff before I could get it, or before it would work, and it was frustrating me. But that was because it was consuming all of the available power. So this might be one of those, rather than run. hmm, This is gonna produce silica per minute, and I probably like might just do dick move. Really weird. How close did I get water? Okay, I thought I was a little bit, or I had some buffer room. What we'll do is build out this. Look at the beautiful water. Actually, swamp water may not be beautiful, but we are gonna build a sink out here. Such a This doesn't. How much? Fuck. There's like 30. like the distance this is. Actually, I want to keep them closer. Try that again. What we'll try is sloshing. Whoa. That isn't a lot of things crooked right now. Now this is where I can go. So 7. 320, so that's 240 plus 60. That's not close enough because I am relying on the output of this one. I'm not entirely sure how much capacity I'm going to add to it, but I am pretty sure that I want to. I don't want to mix those. Give this room here. Now I need coal. Coal, coal, coal. Hmm. Reach out and touch the coal. 940, 124, go exploding. All right. Let's see how much more I need. 27.5 per minute silica for circuit boards, and I need a lot less copper sheets than I'm producing. So I could do 2 assemblers with circuit boards and route those that way and sync that shit. So that'll be a project for another day. Future Paul will want. Interesting balancing. Fun. Patterns and patterns and patterns. Go get a motor. Dump some turbo motors into this bad boy over here. Board. Lay a board. I'm really tired. Take a nap. Let's fire the missiles. This door latch is one of the most annoying parts of the game, too. You know how many times I have fought while trying not to die to open up a door because I was trying to, do the thing, not doing the thing very well, making it work. Anything else? Ooh, I am taking damage. I'm in danger. I'm gonna have to run power thing. No fancy art. I am anti-aesthetics. This game is all purely functional for the golden nut. Golden nut. Nut. Golden. Ooh. You gotta have time. Water break. Now, if memory serves, the coal is actually high up. I, 'cause I was. Yeah. Do the thing. Not doing the thing very well. Making. You know? All right. 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 All right Yeah, I'm gonna call this a 2 hours instead of 2.5 hours today. Right one. There's some limestone. That's pick it up slowly. Yep, yes we are. Oh. Now, do I want a chicken sandwich for lunch? And 556 meters. This pure. Okay. 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 Chit, 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 chit. What is this? Bauxite. Terrium. Ooh. Yes. Yes, sir. I'll take that. This is how we do exploration with exploration on. Ooh. I am going to exceed my power. Ooh, yeah, that's cool. Nice. Where's my coal? Oh, that's my pure. Sweet. That is gonna make for an interesting exploitation process. I'm out of stuff. The fuck? This is like. So I need to go and do some more research on the differences between or explore and exploit. I'm gonna die. There we go. Oh god, there we go. Panic. All the panic. So explore and exploit and what is the other? Oh, I did try. I had no idea this pure goal was there. That was super awesome. Explore and exploit and optimal stopping. And in the lieu of optimal stopping, because I am right at the point where I should stop, probably past the point where I should stop. Oh, don't die. Yep, dying. We're gonna go for Judge me later. So yeah, when I first started playing, these doors were hard. Like I didn't like the mechanic or I didn't have the motion down to pull them off or to like open them, and especially in cases with aggressive or hostile fauna, I was getting murdered. Hey, there's my bauxite stuff over here. Now what I'm trying to figure out. So the previous versions of coal. Oh shit. Previous versions where I was exploiting coal. I gotta remember where. Might drop. Previous versions, and then I'm gonna wrap the stream. Or so there's this node, which I believe is new, and then these nodes over here, which I had to run. Wow, that's some crazy visual glitching, and I'm gonna die. Panic again. Anyhow, I'm gonna wrap the stream. Thank you for jumping in and watching, and then yeah, we did some bauxite. Got to 63, actually 63 point something percent on the deal, but I am gonna call it a day. There. No. Yes. That's not. Nope. No. But yep. Thank you. Thanks for shout out to Casego, and I think Alec Bob is lurking, I assume. But have a great rest of your day. We won't be raiding anybody because I'm lazy, and I will catch you all later. Be good humans and be excellent to one another.